I'm Big Bob.
What happens when you take a true Texan and send him to Hollywood to make his mark in the limelight? We're about to find out, because a Texas boy can't stay gone long. This is the podcast where two totally different worlds collide. Welcome to TEXASWOOD, where two entertaining fellow Texans, Randal Reeder and Bryan Promo Miller, get together with friends and surprise guests as often as possible to cuss and discuss. You'll experience the world from their Hollywood, yet very Texan point of view. Hollywood and Texas. If you ain't been to neither, then you gotta tune in. And if you've been to both, well, you may understand. It's time for TEXASWOOD. Let's see what the boys are up to this week.
Go on TEXASWOOD
in San Antonio.
Or San Antone. I don't know. You know, I know it's spelt San Antonio.
The Alamo City.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And we're at Sam's Burger Joint and Concert.
Dude, this is
venue.
one hell of a burger joint. I mean,
I've never.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like being in a miniature house of blues. It's awesome.
Hey, before I forget, my dad sent an empty jar with me, so I don't forget to get his hemp cream. He swears by the stuff.
I got through movies using CBD, man. It's amazing.
And you told him he wants to try the drops.
The drops. I like the drops.
Okay.
Just some drops.
Kind of lubricate the whole
done.
body.
Yeah, totally, man. Well, I don't know about lubricating, but it makes me feel better, and not like that kind of better. It's just hemp. CBD. It's not like that kind of plant.
No, because I was hoping at 7 o'clock I could put him out and then do my own thing.
No, it doesn't even cause the munchies or anything, man. That stuff is awesome. Hemp works, man. That's what we do.
So people can go to mydailychoice.com/corp/hempworks/
I thought it was /
TEXASWOOD. You know what? Just look right there.
Just or right there or
wherever it is. It's going to be right here.
Wherever they put it. So
and then
yeah, absolutely. So we are here. We're here to see Scooter Brown Band.
Our buddy
that's
Scooter
our boy.
Brown.
That's our boy. And,
where'd he go? He was running around a while ago.
And Deanna Wheeler. Deanna Wheeler. See, because I'm from Texas, I'm like Wheeler.
You gotta say
like wheels, wheels, Wheeler.
Yeah, you don't pronounce the H at all. It's just
no, I don't know. And she's from California, so she's probably she's gonna get on here and say that's not the way you pronounce that.
Yeah, Macy can't. My daughter's over there, but she can't stand it when I say Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
She tries her.
Why? Because you.
I don't know. Why does that bother you, Macy?
Pronounce the H.
Sure.
Ooh, let me have some of that Cool Whip.
Oh, still
What'd you say? You can't have a pie without Cool Whip.
Cool
Whip. Cool Whip, yeah.
I
You mean
do.
Cool Whip.
That's awesome. So anyway, we are here at Sam's Burger Joint. It's awesome. And dude, I'm totally coming back because this is freaking cool. Like, what a neat
We're going to stay and
venue.
eat after.
And so
and enjoy the band.
Let's get to it and let's get our first guest out.
All right.
So who is this brought to you by? I don't know, because you usually...
Tuna.
Whoa, Tuna.
The Manly Salon.
Ain't nothing...
No, the Manly Salon.
Wait, ain't nothing unmanly about getting your eyebrows waxed.
I got everything. I didn't get my eyebrows waxed, but they did in my ear, outside my ear, and up in my nostrils.
Right,
and all of a sudden I was like, I can breathe better.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, it was good.
All right, well, we'll be right back on TEXASWOOD. brought to you by Tuna, the manly salon. Because there ain't nothing unmanly about getting your hair cut and your eyebrows and ears waxed.
Thank you for having me.
And we're back.
We're back.
We got to
We're
put on
back.
our radio voices.
We're
now.
back on TEXASWOOD. And it's brought to you by
Well, I can't see the board.
Casey's standing.
Hey, wait for it. It's the Ranch Harley Davidson
Dude, you
in
gotta
the Ranch Harley
Darn,
Davidson in
darn.
College
That's the word you were
Station.
looking
seriously.
Too bad I'm not wearing my ranch hat.
You got
Oh, you
a
got one
hat.
too, huh?
Hey, where's
Yeah.
my hat?
I'm surprised you don't have a hat.
Me too.
Because he always gets other people hats and no. Anyway,
Gotta take
so
care of the man.
okay, brought to you by Ranch Harley.
And September 9th through
College
11th.
Station. We love those guys.
September 9th through 11th, they're doing the Ladies in Leather rally
right.
and ride.
Ooh.
On Saturday, there's, what do they say, like 700 to 2,000
Yeah, it's-
ladies
it's
on motorcycle?
insane.
Who
In
doesn't want
leather.
to go to that? Like, who doesn't want to be around women in leather?
They told us that if we went, we could go, but we had to ride in the back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just wave from the sidelines. So
I feel bad for
But,
Jim. Susan's husband, Jim, over there. I feel bad for him. He's kind of.
he's gonna be surrounded by all these women.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's so
he needs to
sad
go.
of him.
He needs to go like do a dude thing. He needs to go to tune-ups or
Well,
something.
yeah, but
you
you
know,
know-
and
The ranch it's a really cool place, and so there's nothing wrong with having a woman's touch on
There's
a Harley
not.
Davidson.
There's totally
There's
not.
absolutely
There's
not.
absolutely
Women's touch
not.
is the reason this guy
And we
so
have a
good.
guest. Ah,
Absolutely.
look, over
I'm-
here.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Deanna.
Healer.
Healer.
W-H-E-L-E-R.
Wheeler.
Healer.
Wheeler.
We're pronouncing that. Gotta get the huh.
She's from Finland, and you have to get the
No, she's
in there.
not from Finland.
I
She's
didn't
from like
say spit.
she's from like San
said
Francisco or
breathe.
Sacramento
Yeah.
or San Diego.
Are you a California girl?
I am.
What part of California are you from?
The Bay Area.
Bay Area. Oh, okay. Like yeah. So San Francisco area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And but my whole family's from Texas, and
Right.
people say that you were raised in the environment is how you're raised
Sure.
and what you become.
Right.
And everyone's like, well, you're not Texan. I'm like, no, but my entire family is, and basically
Right.
never saw anything other than y'all and fixing to do this and fixing to do
Right.
that and around the corner
Right.
until I was like 20. So
I love it.
there's what it is. Until
Yeah,
I said
so-
hella.
yeah.
That was a bad thing to say when I came back here.
Hella? Oh yeah. Yeah.
I said
That's-
totally in hella, and they knew exactly that I was not from there.
Yeah, that's funny. So now you went to. It's a cool story.
I don't know.
She's a veteran. She's a
He's like,
veteran.
"What?"
Oh no, you told me she was a vet. Which
Yeah.
branch did you
I
serve
was in the Air Force. Don't make fun of me. I know what you're going to do.
No,
Because you're
no,
about to talk to Scott, and he was a
Never.
Marine. Come on. I know that rivalry thing is live.
My son is in the Army, and he's actually in AIT right now at Fort Huachuca in Arizona.
Fantastic.
That's a
Hi,
talk
Bryce.
about a pronouncing like
Right,
Huachuca.
Huachuca.
Yeah.
I threw a shout out to him from Safe Savage Sunday Service, and I'm like, wait, he's from what? Somewhere in Arizona.
Whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
You have to do the wha, and there's not even a W in there.
Yeah,
Or an
it's
H.
weird.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It starts with an H.
Right. So where were you stationed and all that?
Edwards Air Force Base in California.
Oh,
It was.
okay.
It's like the armpit of the Air Force. It's nothing
Right.
but the Mojave Desert.
Right.
On the other side is all the 29 Palms Marines. So
Right,
it's like
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
get to go to Area 51?
I did not, but I saw the planes go there
that
every
would've been
single
the-
morning. I'm not gonna lie. We knew it was Secret Squirrel. They had no windows. It was just a plane, like a little Cessna with no windows that went every night. We're like, where are you going?
Yeah.
It was just
We
so
know where
insane.
you're going.
We literally knew it, and we used to accidentally. We went down these long dirt roads, and all of a sudden, be like 8 security guards like turn around. I'm like, what just happened? Like, it was terrifying. NASA was
love
out
it.
there too, so it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, super cool. So how long were you in the Air Force?
I was in a little over between 4 and 5 years, but
Okay.
every time. So I've talked about it before, and honestly, like. It felt like longer. Always felt like longer, and I've said longer on accident before. But yeah, it was only about 5 years.
Right.
Well, that's still. I mean, thank you for serving your country,
Yeah.
and that's
Amen.
I mean, to commit yourself for that long to something like that. I mean, that's amazing.
It's been
Absolutely amazing.
It's been a journey, and I loved serving in the military, and I always felt like a part of something bigger. And I got to stand up a little taller when I was in a bad mood going to work, and then I just think about what I'm doing for my country.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a very select few, not only me but women,
Right.
in the military. So I'm like, okay, I got to hold my head a little higher. My aunt right now is the chief judiciary of the entire Air Force.
Wow.
And she had told me that she was my mentor, so she guided me throughout the whole thing. And I was just very grateful to be where I was. I was gonna be a lifer. I was never gonna leave until I got hurt.
Oh.
So.
Oh wow.
Now you're going to be opening up for Scooter Brown Band tonight.
I
Is that
am.
right?
I have been wanting to share the same stage with him for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fur as an FIR, because that's how we just
Fur.
said. 5 years.
Yeah.
4 years. Yeah.
So you're in Texas. Fur is correct.
Yeah, fur.
That is.
Yeah. So this is interesting because you came from California and you're in the Texas country scene,
I am.
which of course you're Texas. What would that alumni? I guess.
I don't know what you'd call that.
Yeah,
I don't know what
but,
you'd call that. But I did live here in like junior high and stuff like that. I lived in Dallas,
Okay.
Grand Prairie and Royce City.
Well, that's
But-
almost Texas.
So you were born here.
No,
No,
I was
you're
actually
born-
born in Florida.
Okay, you're born in Florida. Okay, well,
All over the place.
yeah, well,
She's
that's
hit every
all right.
coast.
Yeah.
That's all right. You got back to Texas as quick as you could.
I could, yes.
So that's awesome.
I got divorced and I took off.
Right.
Bye, Felicia.
Okay. Felicia. So
Your
then-
husband's name was Felicia. That right there will tell
that's
you a whole
awesome.
lot.
Yeah, you should have
Touche,
married
touche.
Felicia.
I know.
You
I should have thought about it.
I mean,
it was trademarked long after.
right.
But
You must have met him in the Bay Area if his name was Felicia.
no, he was a Marine by the time I met him already.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
now
know.
I got a Marine named Felicia pissed off at me. This is crazy.
Y'all are too funny. Y'all guys are
So anyway, so you came here, and I guess I overheard you talking about it with Scott earlier, Scooter Brown, and you just kind of fumbled your way. I guess you just went after it, and next thing you know, you're in
Well-
the Texas music scene.
So what happened originally was, as everybody has their aha moment or your oh shit factor is what I called it,
Right.
was I hit my knees and I said, God, if you do not give me something to hold on to, I'm going to let go. And nobody wants to be there. And I had left, a family environment. Now I'm a single mother of 3 kids, bought a house, didn't know what I was doing, and just kind of was existing. So I told myself I was going to do like 2 weeks of just whatever I wanted to. I got a babysitter, just wanted to spread my wings and fly because I knew I was either going to go back to school or go get an actual job. And in that 2-week process, I went on some dates or whatever, and just to spread my wings a little bit. And I was at the Poorhouse in New Braunfels, and the Stray Hearts were playing, and it's like this giant outdoor venue. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of it. And I didn't know, being not from Texas or having zero idea about the Texas scene at the time. I went up to the band because my date was checking his own muscles and his photos, and I was just like, I'm kind of done with you. Like,
His name was Gail.
really annoying. Like, I'm here too, by the way. Your
Right.
muscles are beautiful. I appreciate
Right.
them, but I don't appreciate you. So I went to the band and I'm like, hey, can I sing with you guys? And they were like, no, that's not how this works. I'm like, it was worth a shot. But then I found out there was a couple, veterans in the band, and kind of snuck my way in the back door, and we jammed out a little bit after, and then they were
Cool.
like, dude, you're awesome. You need to come back for our 4th of July show. So on like the weekend of the 4th of July, on the 3rd, it was this giant show at the Poorhouse, and I got my hair cut, my makeup done, feeling like a badass, my little white booty shorts, like just my little cowboy boots. I was ready to go. Very short bob, very mom haircut, not gonna lie to you. But I sang with them for a little bit, and then somebody put it online. It was actually my realtor at the time. That was very big into the music scene because of his family. But they owned like half of Austin's bars.
Wow.
And he put it online, and all of a sudden I just went semi-viral and got like 25,000 views overnight. And I have promoters and producers, everybody calling me. And
On Independence Day.
no, the
It was
5th of July when it started.
Well, close enough.
Yep.
That
It was
is
pretty
awesome.
Insane. It's pretty insane. And then I was just like, oh, I want to represent you. I'm like, represent what? Like, I'm like a glorified karaoke singer at this point. Like, I just sang a couple of songs and I was horrible.
Right.
But it showcased something I could do, I guess.
No, that's awesome.
And I started recording my first single the very next day.
That's an
So,
awesome story.
it was
so
just-
now. So what does it look like? Because you were just coming out of the pandemic or whatever,
dim panic?
whatever it is,
The dim
and so yeah, we came out of there. And how's that look? You're
Honestly, I never stopped. During COVID, I pivoted a little bit.
Right.
And I did podcasts with a buddy of mine. I got to interview basically every hero I've ever had in music.
I saw that.
So it was really cool. My favorite interview was Sarah Evans, I think. That one was really great. And I always asked the mental health aspect questions, and it was really fun. And I got to know a different part of myself and a little bit more personable aspect of myself. I've never been comfortable speaking, like even between songs. I was always like, okay, they pay me to sing, not to talk about, I was always super like skittish around the microphone when it came to like dead air and actually me speaking words. So then I got more comfortable with that, and then I did a stream show, and they wanted me to host it. So I started hosting that, and that's actually what led me to move to Dallas from Austin. And I found different parts of myself, and then I started working with nonprofits, and I started doing this thing with the CDFI in Dallas. It's a community development financial institution, and it's Advance in Texas. Go check it out. Advance, N as in November. Advance in Texas, and go check it out. It is awesome. They are helping 40% of Dallas's landmass between Oak Cliff and Fair Park get hospitals and grocery stores and low-income housing, and it's a pretty big deal for Dallas, and it's been
awesome.
needed. And I'm the event coordinator, so I'm going to handle all the music and all the events, and I have a team, and it's pretty great.
And then you're now back to touring.
Yep.
So,
I'm really
yeah.
excited to be back in music. And my single, my very first radio single, is 55 on the Texas chart right now, T3R, Texas Regional Radio.
Nice.
And it's awesome, and I get to get to host the Texas Internet Radio Chart Awards at Rebecca Creek on May 16th and here in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm super excited about that. A lot of avenues are opening up for me.
Rebecca
Super cool,
Creek.
yeah.
I bet we know somebody that's going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure
So-
Bree Bagwell is you know
Oh,
Bree
wonderful.
Bagwell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just did
so-
a thing where
Old
I saw her
friend.
picture. I was like, y'all know her. You
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So where can people find your music?
can go to Spotify. In fact, I need Spotify people right now. Like, everybody listens to my song. It's climbing in numbers, and I got
Right.
highest debut 2 weeks ago on Texas radio. But the numbers for my Spotify actual followers is pretty low, so I need help with that. And
Well,
I have
cool.
Instagram, Deanna Wheeler Music on all platforms, and my new website, DeannaWheeler.com.
Cool. And
right.
iTunes and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
too?
iTunes, all that.
All that.
So if they just go to DeannaWheeler.com, then they can find it all.
Yes,
everywhere.
you find my tour schedule, you find my music, you find my story, which is very extensive.
And we
because-
found
social
her
media.
right
all that.
here
Yeah.
at Sam's.
At Sam's
Yes.
Burger Joint. We met her at a burger joint.
No big deal. We
I
like
love
to
it.
eat food.
Well, thanks so much for dropping in and
Thank you,
sitting
guys.
on
I
the-
appreciate you
sitting
having
on the
me.
couch and talking with us on TEXASWOOD and we'll be right back right soon because they're going to start sound checked pretty
Oh.
much now.
Yep, they're getting there.
Texas Wood brought to you by O'Neill's.
O'Neill's. I'm glad you can remember because Big Brian's standing in front of me.
Yeah, they got to remember not to cover up our. Yeah, O'Neill's Sports Bar and Grill on the water.
Yep.
And you just experienced your first steak night there, didn't you?
Oh, dude, it was incredible.
Thursday night is steak night.
It was incredible.
He called me and asked. He said, "Hey man, how's their steak night up there?" "Oh, it's really good." "Well, okay. Well, all right. Well, I think we're gonna go. And then he calls me from the parking lot and says,
Where you at?
"Where you at?" And I'm like,
here.
"Well, you just asked. You didn't ask me if I wanted to meet you
I'm
there."
like, dude, that was an invite. That's a Randal invite. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Where's it located?
In Baytown, Texas.
Okay.
Oh, my
Super
gosh.
great. I'm totally going back. In fact, I'm frustrated because tonight's
Thursday.
Thursday
Yeah,
and
I
I
was
can't
gonna
be
say, we
there.
should just go
I
catch a flight.
almost blew it off, but Scott Brown, and I was like, all right, he's my boy. We'll go. And then then now you. So this is awesome. So yeah, we'll be right back on TEXASWOOD.
Bye, y'all.
that that's what God had in mind when he invented the internal combustion engine.
You may be right. Hey, Kevin, can you hook a brother up?
Hell yeah!
I'll meet you inside.
Here I am.
At the Ranch Harley-Davidson in College Station, we respect your God-given right to ride hard, make noise, and look good doing it. Here at the ranch, we understand one size does not fit all. So come see us and get saved from other dealers' bullshit. Buying a new or pre-owned Harley from the Ranch Harley-Davidson is a life-changing experience. Just listen to Paul from Hempstead.
Buying a new or pre-owned Harley from the Ranch Harley-Davidson is a life-changing experience.
Never mind, Paul. Come see us at the Ranch Harley-Davidson in College Station. It's a life-changing experience, and that ain't no lie.
Crazy Frogs is the ultimate bar and grill. With premium drinks, signature shots, specials, and incredible food cooked fresh every day. So let the good times roll with billiards, darts, games, and great people ready for karaoke, trivia nights, and good old-fashioned fun. Only at your local Crazy Frogs Bar and Grill.
This land is hard, this land is mean. This dirt is red from the blood it's seen. Raised on a good book, hand on a gun, never backing down the American sun. I ain't afraid to sweat, I ain't afraid to bleed. Stand alone for what we believe. Would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. There ain't no man gonna take it from me. 'Cause this land is hard, this land is mean. This dirt is red from the blood it's seen. Raised on a good book, hand on a
All right, and we are back on Texas Wood with my bestest buddy.
Brought to you by
Yeah, I don't know.
Scooter Brown Band
Oh, no,
and
way.
O'Neill's on West Road.
Yeah,
O'Neill.
man.
Wait, no, Crazy Frog.
Crazy Frog. Which is it? O'Neill?
I got
You
messed
get it all
up.
mixed up. Man, what are
Yeah.
you drinking?
Tea.
Oh, okay.
It is decaf.
Like
I don't even have a
like
caffeine
Tito's
buzz
and
going.
sweet tea or what?
Yeah, it's a little sweet.
All right. So yeah, man. So anyway, Crazy Frogs. We love Crazy Frogs
On West
But
Road in Houston.
My boy, dude, this has been it's been crazy. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
We had the lunch in Nashville, but that was even a while
Yeah,
ago.
that was a while ago, and then it's been a while since then. This is we got to do some projects together so we can hang out more.
Every time we get together and we come up with all these amazing ideas, and then it's just like life, business, and then hey man, what you doing?
Absolutely. You know? So yeah, man, dude. So man, so you know what I've been
story time.
Yeah, it's story time. I've been wanting to. So tell me about So you went from Texas to God knows where, Afghanistan, all kinds of places, probably who knows where. And then, Marines. I'd love to hear a little bit about that, man. I mean,
yeah, dude. So
your story and how you went from here to there to here.
I just turned 40 in February, and I was kind of going back and kind of like putting a little list together of just accomplishments and things that I've done that stuck out in my head. And I kind of read it back, and I was like, man, this has been an amazing journey so far. I actually grew up in Colorado. I'm not a native Texan, but I grew up in Colorado, and I went to go join actually the Army.
Okay.
And the Army recruiter came out, and he was not in the best shape, kind of smoking a cigarette, had a little bit of a beer gut, and I was kind of looking at him. He totally forgot I was coming to the meeting, and he was like, "Oh man, I forgot you were coming. You mind just sitting out here for about 20 minutes till I get back?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, you know." And so he leaves, and about 5 minutes later, I'm sitting on the curb, and this dude comes walking out the door, and all I hear him say, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I look around, and this dude was like this, like jacked, rocked out Marine, freaking
like a movie
perfect,
Marine.
perfect uniform, creases everywhere. And I was like, stood up, and I was talking to him, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Man, I was waiting on the Army recruiter," and he literally looked at me and he goes, "You want to look like that turd, or you want to look like this?" And I was like, "I want to look like that." He said, "Step into my office." I literally signed up for the Marine Corps before that dude got back.
That's hilarious, man.
So yeah, I ended up out in San Diego, California, going to boot camp, and I got stationed out at Pendleton. I was a scout with the 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion, and did my thing. And then all of a sudden, Iraq came up, and I was in the invasion of Iraq in 2003. I joined the Marine Corps to be a lifer and learn how to play guitar in the Marine Corps.
Oh, wow.
And started writing songs and fell in love with music. And
Yeah.
I was fixing to do my re-enlistment package, which was going to be I was going to Bridgeport, California, be a mountain survival instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm literally just sitting at the table with the contract, and I just pushed it away, and I was like, I think I'm going to move to Texas and pursue music. And it was just like a snap decision.
Wow.
So I just started checking out of the Marine Corps and went down to Texas, only knowing about 2 people. I was living in a trailer out on 40 acres in Waller, Texas, with one of my best friend's dad that I was in the Marines with. And I just sat out there and started practicing my guitar. I was doing farm work and gradually started getting into the music a little bit more and more and more. Next thing you know, I had a band, and then I had a single out. In 2009, I went full time into music, toured the Texas scene, and then basically, I'm making a long story short, I went up to do a deal up in Colorado for, I think it was the Navy SEAL Foundation. And it was kind of a freebie thing. At the time, my wife and I couldn't afford a whole lot of freebie stuff, and she was really mad at me for going up there for free.
Right.
And I told her, I was like, "Listen, I gave him my word." It was actually for the Danny Dietz. It was a Danny Dietz birthday deal, and Danny and I were from the same town in Colorado. So his mom asked me if I could go up there, and so I did. And the guy that was emceeing the event was a SEAL Team 1 guy, David Rutherford. And now he's an amazing motivational speaker, author. But he was like, "I got this guy in Nashville that manages Charlie Daniels. I'd love to connect him with you." And of course, you know that in our businesses, you hear stuff all the time, and you're like, "Yeah, okay, man." I got an email about 2 or 3 months later from David Corlew saying, "Charlie and I want to invite you to Nashville to play the volunteer jam at Bridgestone Arena."
Wow.
And it was like, okay, yeah. There's no money in it.
Right.
But we'll put you up in a hotel. And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll be there. Cool."
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, he had you at Charlie and I.
Yeah. I mean, growing up in high school, I was on the high school rodeo team for a while. And I know I don't look like it now, but like I used to ride bulls. And I would go down the road and listen to nothing but Chris Ledoux and Charlie Daniels. That was all I listened to.
Right.
So just the thought of getting connected up with him was just like next level, you know. And we went out there, and it just connected. And David was like, "Man, you guys remind me of us and like Skinner and Tucker Band from back in the 70s when we were touring in the heyday and stuff." And so we just started working with them, and next thing I know, I'm moving to Nashville.
And what year was that?
We moved in 16.
Okay.
So, no. Yes. Wow. We moved at the end of 16. It's been almost 5 years.
Right. Wow. Yeah, man. So I'm trying to think of when I met you. I met you at that Tough thing.
It was
what year was that? That was
that might have been back in like
14, 15.
That's what I was thinking, 15, like in that time frame.
It was close because you were still here.
Yeah.
But then I remember when you moved off, and I remember then you started touring with Charlie Daniels and all that. And dude, you've done some You've done some crazy tours, huh? I mean, tell us some of the. I mean, you've just been organizing your life and these accomplishments. I mean, man, you've had some great. You've toured with some great musicians and artists, man.
I've been extremely lucky and blessed. A lot of it's been in the right place at the right time. A lot of it's working your ass off.
Right.
That's a lot of it. But yeah, so I started going out with Charlie,
Right.
and Charlie was such an amazing guy. Not just on the music level, but he was a salt of the earth human being. And literally, it didn't matter if you were sweeping the floors in the venue or writing the check. You got the exact same from Charlie Daniels.
Wow.
It didn't matter if he knew you for 20 minutes or 20 years. You got the exact same from Charlie Daniels.
Wow.
And he just taught me so much about doing good business with people. The art itself and the music, and like he always had this saying called never pay attention to the empty seats. As an artist, you come into a place, you might be flying high one night, tons of people, and the next night there might be 24 people there that are like, and he told me one night, he said, you're gonna have nights where you're gonna have lots of empty seats. Don't pay attention to those, only pay attention to the ones that are filled.
Right.
The people that paid their hard-earned money to come in and watch you.
Right.
Like you put the show on for them. It doesn't matter if it's one person. And I watched him do it. There's nights where even at Charlie's shows, you're like, where's the crowd at tonight?
Right.
And that man, it was almost like he tried to put on a better show. Because
look what you missed.
Yeah. Look what you missed. So so I worked with Charlie for about 5 years, 5 or 6 years. Charlie's the person that called me and invited me to play my debut on the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
He helped introduce me in the band on the Grand Ole Opry.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Randy Travis came out to our debut to support us. Randy's been a friend of mine for a really long time too. So those were there's been so many of those different things that have happened over the years. Touring with Travis Tritt, doing stuff with Kid Rock. We've played with everybody under the sun.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, the only thing I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've had.
Man, I mean, to me, like, Travis Tritt, but for sure, because I'm a huge fan as well. But I mean, from Charlie Daniels to Kid Rock, that's freaking that, man.
It's like royalty.
Yeah, to me,
it really,
absolutely,
yeah. Kid Rock, Bob, he is the coolest dude, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like hardcore on stage, and but like he's just a cool cat.
Yeah.
We went down to the Bahamas on one of the Kid Rock cruises with him, and we were up in his room one of the last nights that we were there, and we were just grabbing a guitar, swapping back and forth. And at the time, I dipped snuff, and I ran out. I didn't bring enough on the cruise, and I ran out, and I was like, "Hey, has anybody got some dip around here?" He stopped everybody in that room what they were doing, had all the security guys and everything go search this entire ship and bring Scooter back some dip. These dudes went out and like 20 minutes later came back with like a bag.
Yeah.
Everybody was just like, here, take this.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, Bob wants some dip. Bob wants some dip.
That's
and so like he throws it out on the table and I'm just like, I want this one. I'll take this one, man. This is like, but that's the kind of dude he is, man. He's such a cool dude.
That's super cool. So this now you're kind of back. You're starting the touring back after the whole pandemic thing, and that's we're here. That's so cool that we get to be here, like kind of at the kickoff, man.
Yeah, this is one of our first. We did a festival in Montgomery. It was a one-off show a few weeks ago. Killer show. Neil McCoy headlined it. We were the support for Neil, and there was a bunch of bands before us, but 6,000 people showed up.
Yeah,
wow.
that was the one Charlie Diggs.
Yeah.
Yep. He's old friend.
Charlie, awesome.
I ride with Thin Blue Line. We're a law enforcement club, and Charlie is
awesome.
Huge. Always supporting us and lending a hand, and he's a good good people.
Dude, I've known Charlie for just about as long as I've been playing music.
We call him the mayor of Tomball.
Yeah, I mean he's got that personality, and he makes stuff happen. And that guy's helped me pay my bills for over a decade at least. I mean,
there you go.
Giving me shows in Texas.
Yeah,
so.
that's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, what is it like up in Nashville now, making that transition out up there? You know, how do you like that?
I love Nashville. It's a beautiful. Tennessee's a beautiful state. I'm an outdoors guy. I love Texas and everything, but it's so hot in the summertime. You just don't want to do anything, you know. And so, but there's so many trails and lakes and rivers and caverns and caves and waterfalls. And so I love just hitting that and then riding my motorcycle up in the hills and stuff like that. So, but I love it. It's been the best thing that I've ever done for my career, for sure.
Right.
Like, I don't regret it one bit.
Super cool. Well, I mean, going to Nashville with Charlie Daniels having your back, and that's and your front, I guess, inviting you up there and all that. How crazy cool is that, man? And
I tell you what, there's another cool story about Charlie, and it's kind of I always look for the full circle moments. Like I follow something back to like even like when the time that we first met, and like whatever happens from that relationship, I always go back of like how did we meet? Who was connected to us? And like I just dig way into that stuff.
Yeah.
And Charlie, the band and I were playing out in Japan at Iwakuni Marine Corps Air Station. And I get a text from the management, David Corlew, and he said, "Hey, have you ever been to the Grand Ole Opry?" And
I love it. Hey, man, we're in a we're in a work.
We're in a tonk, baby. Let's do this.
That's it.
And I was like, no, I've never been to the Opry. This is before we moved there.
Right.
And so I was like, well, what's the date? And he gave me the date, and it was literally the night that I was flying into Dallas. Or I was flying into Dallas that morning to go home from Japan. And the Opry was that night.
Wow.
And we got in at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And so I called my wife, and I was like, hey, I know this sounds crazy, but can your sister watch the kids? Can you pick me up from the airport and we'll drive to Nashville?
Wow.
And she was like, why? I said, Charlie invited us to the Opry. And so she was like, yeah.
Yeah.
What was she gonna say?
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, we got 4 kids, you know, we got like, you know, we got a house full. So it's kind of hard to do things like that, especially back then. We were music, we were broke and, you know, just trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
And so we go out there, and I go into the Opry for the first time backstage, like through the artist entrance, which is already cool. And we get back to the rooms, and Charlie sees us, and he gets up and he's like, asked if we had ever been. I said, no. He goes, let me show you around. So Charlie's kind of giving me a tour of the Opry, and we get out to the stage where the circle is that's from the Ryman. And he said, here's the circle. This is what we all, you know, kind of dream of coming up.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said, you want to stand in it? And I looked at Charlie and I said, no, sir. I said, I like to stand in it when I earn it.
Right.
He goes, all right, son. It was 4 years later from that moment was when I got my Grand Ole Opry debut.
Wow.
So the even crazier thing about that night was, and I didn't realize it till a couple weeks later, talking about full circle, I wanted to do 20 years and retire in the Marine Corps. That night was the exact 20-year mark that I went and stepped on the yellow footprints at Marine Corps boot camp.
Wow.
20 years to the date.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. That's nuts. Well, you know, so this TEXASWOOD thing, you know, kind of where Texas meets Hollywood, which is ironic, or it's pretty cool. You're talking about full circle because, you know, we went to lunch in Nashville not too long ago because we had gone a weird serendipitous story, but we ended up down in Alabama, and I met this guy, this producer Aaron Plasinski, and then he was, I was like, yeah, we probably know the same people, and he was the next morning for breakfast he was like, oh hey, do you know Scott Brown? I'm like Scooter Brown, Scott Brown? I was like, yeah. And Rick's like, dude, we were just on the phone with him yesterday. And he's, yeah, I'm having lunch with him Thursday. And so I'm like, oh, we're totally crashing. So we went up there to Nashville from Alabama to meet with there and to kick around some ideas, some very TEXASWOOD ideas because you know, a bunch of Texans going to make some cool Hollywood TV shows, and we're not going to tell you what they are because you just have to, you know, to wait around for it. But that's kind of how it, and it's just funny how, you know, it's total cyclical. Cyclical?
That sounds right.
Cyclical. I think so.
If it's not, then it is now.
It'll be in the Urban Dictionary now, or the the Redneck Dictionary. But so yeah, man, it's so cool to it's so cool how we met, and then we keep our
paths keep crossing.
Totally, man. So we can't deny that, and it's kind of like it's just meant to be. So
yeah, absolutely.
But it's an honor to call you friend, and it's great to have you on on our Texas Wood podcast. If that's really it's sort of a podcast. I don't know.
It's a video podcast,
TV show kind of thing.
It's really more merging radio and television
I don't really
together.
know what it is, man. But
I dig
it's just some Texas Wood stuff, man. And we're glad to have you, and we can't wait to see you up there tonight.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hang out and have some Sam's Burgers and watch the show. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. I'm glad you guys are here. And
glad we made the trip.
Keep on doing what y'all are doing too, because you guys keep plugging away and doing awesome stuff.
Absolutely, we got to introduce you to the Headwaters for Heroes guys. That sometime, because that's what we were kind of this direction anyway, and we found out you were going to be here. It's like, oh, no way. So good people doing good things. I know you work with some cool veteran foundations as well.
Yeah,
and we gotta go hunt some elks.
Yeah.
And all that, man. But we love you, and God bless you. And I'm so glad you're back on tour, and so we can come and see you and hang out with you.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see y'all next week on Texas Wood. Brought to you by something, huh? Are we?
How about brought to you by Back in the Badges?
Back in the Badges.
September 3rd and 4th in Bastrop.
All right.
We're doing the very first motorcycle ride and rally, or rally really. I mean, I've done the Back to Badge ride since 2007, but the first rally just for first responders and frontline workers.
That's awesome.
And we're doing that in Bastrop. Our Seguin chapter's hosting it. But we've been talking about who we might have for entertainment too.
Well, then I bet if your people call his people and do lunch, something like that.
I think that's how that went.
Barbecue joint.
Write a note for me. Write a note to remind me to get some people, so they can call his people.
I love it. Yeah, man.
Right.
So that's
the good thing. The good thing about our kind of people is we can just call each other. That's the good stuff right there.
I like it. Where can people find your music?
Everywhere that music can be found. You can go to scooterbrownband.com where you can find everything. But yeah, Spotify, Sirius XM's Outlaws playing our music right now. All that stuff, Apple. So yeah.
Dollar Tree?
YouTube.
No Dollar Tree.
You never know.
Sometimes on the CDs that they're at the front, I'm just.
You can find it in the bin at Walmart. That's like right before you get out.
You can
like if you dig down deep
I
enough.
actually still buy CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still actually buy CDs.
Well, hey man, we don't want to hold you up because I know y'all got to get this show on the road, and just thanks so much for having you.
Dude.
Thanks for so much for being here.
Absolutely.
See, that's why I don't do these things this late in the day.
And thanks for arranging to have us here with you.
Yeah, man, I'm glad this worked out. It was last minute,
awesome,
and it's awesome to have you guys here.
So cool. What a cool place, and what a cool band, and we can't wait to see you. And we'll be back next week on Texas Wood, unless it's brought to you by somebody else or something.
Well, we've got other sponsors I could throw in there, like Muscle Cars of Texas.
Yeah, Vinny. Muscle Cars of Texas.
Yeah.
All right, love y'all.
Well, folks, that's it for now. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the happenings in Texas Wood. God bless, and see you next time.
fire. I'm a man in the shadows who carries a gun. I'm a sheepdog, the American son.
I am the American son, never backing down, ain't never gonna run. I am the American son, never backing down, ain't never gonna run. I am the American son, never backing down, ain't never gonna run. I am the American son, gonna take it to my grave when my day's done.
But right now, you get to make history. Some of you, it's a bucket list item, I know.
Are you ready for it, people?
To come to the Grand Ole Opry. You have planned this your whole life, and you are here for the very first time, and you will never forget what you've seen and what you will see before the night is over. It's also the same for artists who are making their debut. So tonight you share a common history with the fella you're about to meet, who is a Marine, a combat veteran Marine. Rolling Stone says he is a country artist you need to know, and he plays over 100 dates a year with everybody from Charlie to Travis Tritt, Dwight Yoakam, and so many more. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not often you can make a debut, and it's even less often you can make 2 debuts in the same night, but that's what he's doing. So put your hands together and please welcome, for his Grand Ole Opry debut night, Scooter Brown, the Scooter Brown Band.
You know, it's real. When Scott sings it sounds like American Son, you know. There's just a realness to it. It's like an experience type thing. It's the way he feels about America. One of those people that has a very deep feeling for America. I also have a very deep feeling for America. I've been a patriot all my life. He loves what he's doing. He loves his business. He loves the music. And that's a pretty hard to beat combination. You got a patriot that loves music, likes to get on stage and entertain people. So, go Scott.
The ones that paved the path before us, y'all.
This is pretty amazing. It's pretty surreal. I mean, now that I know, like what you know, when you're that young, you don't know what the Grand Ole Opry is. But now that you see all these people playing it, and like Charlie Daniels, and you know, it's pretty surreal. Like, pinch me. It's cool, man.
Well, this is the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. And to me, this is God blessing, giving me something, and trusting me with something. And it's all Him. That's the only reason I'm here. And hopefully I'll keep going, and He'll bless me with some more great things that He can use.
It means the world. For me, being from Scotland, and only ever seen the Opry and all these greats on the television, you know, America just seemed a world away from me in this little Scottish town. So for me to be over here and in here tonight playing is mind-blowing, to say the least. It's just an absolute honor. I feel like I've arrived, and I'm so proud of the guys and all our team that's got us here. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
First Shields, my family played Grand Ole Opry, and I just want to carry on that legacy of my last name, Shields family name, that did play music and didn't get the chance, and to be able to do it with the Scooter Brown Band and be a part of that, it's amazing.
Like, it's almost kind of like it hasn't hit me yet. It hasn't hit me. I have a feeling this is gonna take a couple days to set in, and but the thing that got to me earlier was the amount of support and love from so many people that came out to be a part of this experience with us. Because it's been a long journey for us, man. I mean, like, I started doing this 14 years ago. I had made a promise to God when I was over in Iraq. I said, if I make it out of here, I swear I'm gonna try to be the best person I possibly can. I truly believe that our brothers and sisters died for us to continue the pursuit of happiness, American dream. And we gotta continue to live that. Like, find something and be passionate about it and live for that. And because we've got a lot of brothers and sisters that don't get to. So it's our duty to live it for them.